So we got a new chapter of One Punch Man, and this one came out surprisingly soon. It wasn't long since the previous one dropped, and I had to scramble to get the script going. It's much shorter than the previous one, but this chapter holds some key details that we need to cover, especially about the Ninja Village arc. And as always, please like and subscribe, it really helps this small channel grow. I'm very surprised that in only a few videos I've already had some amazing support from people, so if we could keep up this momentum, I would be so happy. And of course, we are going to get into some theories and discussions at the end. But quickly going over the previous chapter, we see the sparring match between Saitama and Flashy Flash, and Saitama clearly won, even though Flashy Flash postponed it. Genos alerts them of a monster alarm and the heroes meet in E-City with the monsters where Sonic, Wind and Flame all appear. Information about Flash and Sonic is revealed and that there is a cube in the Ninja Village. With Sonic, Wind and Flame and the other monsters at the scene defeated, Saitama asks King in catching Monako, and with great effort they find the little monster. Monako can't provide any information, so they go to Sitch in search of Blast and find him already there. This brings us into this next chapter called Tenino. We start off with Speeder Sound Sonic in an abandoned building tend to his beaten head, and he calls out to those hiding. Wind and Flame both appear from the ceiling, dropping down and remarking at Sonic's perception. They prepare to attack Sonic but are suddenly pounded from behind, becoming immediately incapacitated. The two attackers call them Jokers and reveal that they have been ordered to keep an eye on Sonic and Flash. They greet Sonic and we learn that they are part of the Ninja Village graduation classes, and as they reveal their names and graduation class numbers, more pop out from their hiding spots, giving away just how many were spying on Sonic, which Sonic embarrassingly remarks about. All the ninjas gather together and reveal themselves to be the heavenly ninja party called Tenino. They are an elite assassination team comprised of those who have surpassed the rank Jonin, meaning highest ninja, and becoming Tenin, which means heavenly ninja. Sonic thinks to himself that they all mean business and asks if the ninjas could just get off his back. With their faces pressed down onto the floor, Wind and Flame jokingly mention that the ninjas capturing them need numbers to have an advantage. The captors become very angry and are implied to have killed them with a scream as we swap to Sonic thinking. Sonic observes that they weren't allowed to socialize at the village and is surprised at the group of graduates. The ninjas reply to this observation and they state that ever since the village was destroyed, they changed their ways and they've been preparing for a plan behind closed doors. It's revealed that the time has come and that man has awakened. Sonic is surprised and the ninjas continue. That man was the founder of the Ninja Village and that people have called him the most powerful ninja in history. He lost consciousness after a battle with Blast 15 years ago and was recovering in a capsule since. With that man now awake, they can go kill Flashy Flash and then move on to Blast. And after that, no one will be able to stop them taking over the world. They reveal that their plan is to use Sonic to call Flash to a specific location where they will ambush him. They declare that that man will also be there. We then switch scenes to the Hero Association in Sitch's office, where the association is experimenting on separating the monster cell from the human host, and that Blast is watching it. Blast states that they want to learn the key to undoing monsterification. Sitch mentions Monako being there and Flash jumps in, saying that Saitama and Monako both touched God with Flash and he brought them as samples. To which Saitama and Monako both jokingly hold hands, shouting "precious" behind him. A researcher announces they are starting the experiment and we see two monsterized humans getting zapped by a machine while strapped down. Saitama notices that they are both from the martial arts tournament, which is more surprising that Saitama actually remembers them. The experiment turns critical and Sitch calls for it to be shut down. The two monsters fall to the ground frothing at the mouth, and Monako nervously backs away and shouts that she was never human to begin with, so there's no point in experimenting on her. Saitama says they won't but asks how she was born, and Monako reveals that she was in fact a piece of Lord Gyoro that got separated during its incubation by Psychos. Saitama asks if it was hunger that made her separate, but Monako says she thinks it's the conscience. Which I'm not too sure what this could be entirely suggesting. It is clearly a small gag, but I think it means a part of Gyoro gained consciousness and then split off, which turned out to be Monako. And since Gyuro was just a puppet, Minako could have any number of potential personalities, so I do hope she stays good. Then the bear tournamentee called Hamokichi seems to get back up and strap himself onto the table of his own accord. Hamokichi then explains that there is no way he could look at the kids at the dojo after turning himself into a monster and plead for them to run the experiment again. With the experiment turned back on now, this time the numbers have stabilized and the researcher says that this is promising. Blast then comments that their psychological state is the key. The experiment then takes a break and Flash gets back to the matter at hand immediately and asks Blast about God. The chapter then seems to abruptly end there, with the last question posed by Flash being that Blast knows about the connection between God and the Ninja Village. And I was very confused at it ending right there, and I even had to go to a few different websites in order to see if a page was missing. But no, it definitely ends there, and it's one of the more shorter chapters. But even though it is short, we do learn a lot of things both connected to the webcomic and not. This whole chapter is about setting up the events of the Ninja Village arc, where Saitama meets the head of the village, also known as that man. But this time we also get the hidden connection between God and the Ninja Village, further foreshadowing that conflict and raising the stakes. We also get a few non-webcomic things like reversing the effects of monsterization during this arc, and finally the reveal of where Minako came from, which could mean she's a key player in the stories to come and an important character due to her creation and link to Psychos. But this is only speculation and we'll have to wait for more hints. But it is coming to the end of the chapter already, and I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. I plan on continuing doing some chapter reviews, but also every now and again produce creative content where I'll go in depth in anime that I like or topics I want to talk about. But thank you guys so much again. Please like and subscribe so I can make future videos. And if I get to 200 subscribers by Christmas, I'll make a Discord and other social media so we can chat about anime and manga topics together. Okay, see ya.